little hands. The world is yours. Hold it close with open arms. Little feet with miles ahead.
Hey guys, it's Lisa and today is Friday, June 6, 2014, and you're watching my 27-week pregnancy vlog. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'll be 28 weeks. I was actually supposed to go for blood tests today, but what I'd like to mention first is what happened this past week in my city of Moncton, New Brunswick. It was an extremely stressful week, I'll tell you that. Well, not the whole week, but just the last few days, and it's something that will never be forgotten here in Moncton. There is a guy who decided to rain terror on our city. On Wednesday, he decided that it would be cool or something. I can't quote that, but I don't know what he was thinking. He went around in a neighborhood that my husband happens to have a friend who lives there, and my husband was there at this time too. They were sitting on the porch hanging out when all of a sudden they heard gunshots. They didn't know what was going on. All they knew is that, holy crap, we're going inside. So they went inside, and the news reports started circulating. This guy killed 3 cops and wounded 2. He wasn't seeming to target civilians. He was seeming to only target police, RCMP, authority figures and such. And then all of a sudden they decided to put that area on lockdown. My husband was there. I was at my mother's visiting at the time. And I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, like, no, this can't happen. These people, like, there's already people dead. What if my husband gets hurt? What if my friends that live there get hurt? This is not good. And my husband was supposed to come home. It happened around 7:20, 7:30 on Wednesday. And I had called my husband around, I don't know, I think it was like 8 something to find out when he was going to come and get us. We started switching details. And apparently, you know, when they put it on lockdown, they were deciding right around the time we were talking. And told him, I was like, you should probably come home now. But then at the same time, I was like, no, you need to stay there, because what if you get in the car and he's like running around, decides to get in your car? You never know what could happen, right? I was like, no, just stay there. And they locked the doors and everything, and I don't think I've ever been so worried. And I just remember thinking, my little baby is going to be coming into this world in a few months, and they need to find this guy. They need to find him. To think that these wounded police officers, you know, there's 2 that are still alive, but they had to go through that tragedy with those 3 that passed away, and it's just not right. And I really commend the RCMP, the police officers, the task force, the SWAT teams, the everything from a few of the Atlantic provinces and across the country that came out to help us. They finally caught the guy today at 12:10 a.m. and I didn't find out because I was sitting there rolling around in bed, stressing out, like, oh my God, this guy's still on the loose. Oh, my husband was able to come home yesterday, which was Thursday, when they decided to let people out if they wanted to chance it. It was on their own conscience, and my husband decided to come home. And I was like, okay, if you're going to do it, this is the time to do it. They're letting people out. Some people were like leaving and going to their camps or to their cottages. I don't blame them. If we had that, I would have been like, get home, let's go, you know. but we didn't have that option. He came home and he got here safely. I talked to him on the phone almost the whole drive home. The whole city had no idea where this guy was. They thought he was in a certain parameter in the city, but that was it. They didn't know exactly his location. And so I'm like, he could be anywheres. So I was like, I have to stop and get something at the gas station. Should I get gas? I'm like, no, you're not stopping that long, especially if it's self-serve. And I was like, no, please come home, get whatever you needed at the gas station and get your butt home. Like, I got 2 hours of sleep that night that it happened on the Wednesday. He wasn't here. I was sweating. I had all the windows shut, air conditioning off, fans on, but it wasn't doing anything but circulating hot air. We had the door locked. It was just like my grandmother-in-law live with us, and so it's like I was here with them, so in essence I felt safer. Matthew was with our two friends, so he felt safer, but we really wanted to be together. And when he came home, like, tears were welling up in my eyes, and I was just like, holy shit. And like, at that time, the RCMP officers were not released, the ones who had passed on. And so when they were released, I found out the story about one of them. And I believe his name was David Ross. And he was 32 years old. And he had a wife that he got married to 4 years ago. And one child, and they have a child on the way who's going to be born in September. And I just remember thinking, I can empathize with her so much, because when you have a child coming, you've done something special. You did that together, and I can only imagine the sadness that she felt. I felt sad because he wasn't here, my husband. And he was in that area, and anything could have happened. And if something would have happened, like what happened to this lady's husband, this RCMP officer who risked his life to try and, you know, like they weren't going to shoot the guy. They just wanted to apprehend him, and then this guy shoots them. And anyways, I can feel that sorrow. May that police officer rest in peace. And, you know, let the memories live on, and hopefully she can tell her child as much as she can about her dad, or his dad, and keep that memory alive. I seriously want to send out so many thanks to all the RCMP officers. I can't say that enough. They were the only thing, other than my husband coming home, that made me feel safe. My husband came home, you know, it was such a relief that we were going to be together. We were going to get through this together, and to sleep with him that night he came home, and to cuddle and to just be together, it was beautiful. We're strong here in this city, and we are going to persevere, and we're going to be resilient. We are resilient. That guy is going to pay for what he did, at least I hope so. And it's that these conspiracy theories about guns and Monsanto and all this and everything, it's driving people crazy. Enough is enough. Don't fall into that trap. Don't do the same thing. You need to use your better judgment. If you're fighting for peace, don't be violent. Don't be that kind of person. You're not fighting for anything if you're doing that. You're causing exactly what you don't want to happen. And I'm not one to tell people what to do, but that is just common sense. If you don't want war and you don't want people hurting other people, don't be the person hurting other people. And whether you think police officers or whoever are not people, that's your choice. I'm going to tell you, those people are people. They have lives. They have loved ones at home. Not every person is evil. Not every person is good. But if you go around thinking, oh, just because they're a cop, they're evil, you're stereotyping everyone. You could go around saying that a certain race is evil or something. And that's stereotyping. That's discriminating. And it's absolutely not acceptable. I just feel like that decision this guy made was ridiculous. But that doesn't mean go target a whole group of people because they have that title. And that's all I'll say about that. It just frustrates me to no end. So on to a happier topic. I didn't get very much for a haul this week, but I did just finish washing this little shirt here that we got for Honesty. It's got like, it's lime green with pink, and it's got a zebra with like outline of pink and little hearts. I think it was like maybe $2-3. So I think it's really cute. I love colorful stuff. I also went out and got myself these little things. They're maternity, like belts. I guess they're not like belts, but you put them under, say you're wearing a tank top and you wanted a second color underneath, or the tank top's just a little bit too short, but you still want to wear it because you don't want to go out and buy more clothes, because after this, we're tapped out. I can't go and buy any more clothes, even if there's like a sale, and how tempting it might be. I might get, from here I need maybe a dress or two, some pajamas for the hospital, and a nursing bra. But from here on out, I can't justify spending more money. Like, I went to try and find seamless panties, so I got some of those, and socks. I got another bra. So anyway, I got these too, and so they're stretchy, and I got a white one, and I got a black one. And so these will be great because there are still some shirts that I'd like to continue wearing, and these are going to really help. I bought this cardigan. I love cardigans. I am really not liking my flabby arms. I know I should just be happy with my body, but you know, sometimes we're not. We're not always happy, and I'm going to be honest about that. I am self-conscious about my flabby arms, and I'm self-conscious about my back fat. So I bought this, and then I bought this bright pink one because I love pink and I love colors, like I said. So this will be really cute too. It's long sleeved, and it's got little holes in it so that it's not too warm for the winter, the summer. And then I bought this really cute polka dot black shirt, and it's already got a cardigan around it, so that's really cool. I'm excited to wear that. So that's all I got for a haul. This week, the symptoms have been, the newest symptom, oh my gosh, totally ridiculous, is I think it's either lightning crotch or Braxton Hicks, and it was really intense this week. And I'm like sitting on the couch. Have you ever heard of being popcorned? It's like taking an airbag, putting it on someone's seat. They don't know it's there. They sit on it. You push some sort of lever or a button, and they go flying up. When you sit down, it does something, creates a reaction. Oh my God. So these people like go flying out of their seat. So anyway, here I am sitting here having the baby kick around and move, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, whoa, oh my God. And it kind of hurt, but not really. So I'm thinking it might have been lightning crotch, as it's called. But it's basically when the baby hits a nerve and you feel it in the vaginal area. And so I was like, oh my God, did her foot just go into like my vaginal canal? And I'm like, oh, this is really weird. So it happened twice one night. Then I was walking along Wednesday during the day before all that crap went down, and I went for a longer walk to see, you know, if I could walk that long, and I had to get some stuff at the mall, so I was like, oh, whatever, I'll go. And then I walked again for only like a couple minutes to a store, and then back when I was visiting my mom. And on the way to going to the store, I had that feeling again, so it stopped me in my tracks as I was walking. I'm like, whoa, holy shit. How, like, weird. I mean, I've had a bout of lightning crotch before, but these ones were intense. And I don't really know what Braxton Hicks contractions feel like. Can you tell me? Anyone who's pregnant now or who's been pregnant, Can you explain it to me? I mean, I look it up, but I'm just like, okay, well, I don't even know what a contraction feels like. So you're going to have to tell me, because sometimes my baby kicks in the pelvis and I'm like, is that a contraction or is that my baby kicking? So please try and decipher the difference of that for me. That would be amazing if you could. I mean, enlightening crotch usually is associated with a little bit of a pain or a pinch, and well, I had that. So I don't think those were Braxton Hicks, those things that stopped me and made me go like, whoa. I've been having sweats when I go to sleep, and then when I wake up I'm drenched. Even though we got an air conditioner, I am seriously drenched. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I can't like even put a blanket on, for crying out loud. And I mean, I know this is going to be TMI for some of you, so turn it off if you don't want to know. But I bet you're curious now. I don't sleep with anything on unless I go somewhere, to someone else's place. But when I'm home, I don't sleep with anything on. And so except for the nights that there was stuff going on, because I'm like, I want to be dressed if that friggin' dude somehow comes in here or something. So anyways, I don't sleep with anything on, and I'm like, I'm drenched. I was like, how does that happen? And I've been dreaming still, like crazy, constant dreams every night. Oh, I started breaking out quite a bit, so that was pretty annoying. I know I have very combination skin, and that's something that's been really brought on a lot more by being pregnant. This past winter, my face was extremely dry, but up here in the T-zone, it's been somewhat the opposite, except down here on my nose it's been dry. I'm gonna get the waxing, a facial, and a pedicure and a manicure, hopefully. It's been made worse by being pregnant as well. My scaly heels, and that'll be amazing. So, I'm really excited about the photo shoot. I've been trying to get to bed actually earlier than normal, and sometimes it works, but until that crap happened, I had 2 hours one night, 3 hours another, and finally last night, when I found out he was caught, by 3 o'clock this morning, I was asleep, and then I woke up at 7, so that was 4 hours there of sleep before my husband, he went to work. So, you know, I said, have a good day and be careful, you never know if anyone else is involved in this. And so he went to work, and then I went back to sleep, and I slept from 7, I don't know, maybe 20, 7:30, say from 7:30 till about 11:30, so that's another 4 hours. So I got about 8 hours, and that's the most I've got in the last 3 days, because 2 of those days I got a combination of 5 hours sleep total, and last night I got 8, or should I say this morning, because I still went to bed like really late, but that wasn't as late as I used to. I did go into the room at midnight, but by the time I fell asleep it was 3 o'clock, because I'm sitting there tossing and turning around 1 o'clock, and I'm like, something tells me to check online. I'm feeling something intuitively. I have to check online. So I went on Facebook. That was another thing. I've been on a Facebook break. I'm kind of not going on a tangent really, but I'm going to tell you. I was on a Facebook break. I was on it for, I don't know, maybe almost a week at this point. And I think I only went on Facebook a few times in between, because a couple times I was jonesing, and one time I had to look up somebody's group because I was talking to someone through email, and they told me about a group they had on Facebook. So I went on Facebook, and I was quickly doing that, and then I saw somebody had inboxed me on Facebook, so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to message them back, and so I was on there. I think that might have been Monday or Tuesday night or something, and then Wednesday happened, and I was like, oh my god, I'm feeling like I can't isolate myself for this. I need to reach out to my friends, to my family, the community, whatever, and I couldn't believe that that had happened, and it was all over. There were some rumors, some real facts, but I always made sure I did my own research, and I always found the facts on credible news sites from, say, somebody who knew someone. Something told me to look on Facebook, so I was on Facebook for the last 3 days. Today, after I post this vlog, I'll be going back on my Facebook hiatus for however long. I'm sure I'll Jones and check or whatever, but I won't be answering unless I feel it's necessary, or it's a business correspondence for my photography business. Another thing, Matthew and I are kind of strapped on funds, but I've taken CPR and first aid 2 times so far, but the CPR and first aid cards expire, and so my last one expired in 2011, so I'm due to get another one, but we just don't have the money right now. It's like $100 each. We might try and find it somehow, but in the meantime, we're going to do some studying. I found my old first aid and CPR manual, and there's stuff. The reason why we want to know this stuff is because we're having a baby, and you never know what could happen. She could choke, she could fall, and in having the CPR and first aid, that way we can better prepare for any sort of incidents that could happen. I haven't been writing like every single thing because I don't know, I just haven't been feeling like it, but what I do at the end of the week is I write down all the symptoms I remember. That way I'm not just relying on a book to keep all my memories. I can keep the memories up here. You know, if you don't use something, you lose it, they say. One thing I do want to mention after opening that, it reminded me, I was supposed to go for blood work today for the gestational diabetes test and for the blood work and a urine sample. And because of these events, our hospital was in code orange. All staff had to be there, all important staff, like radiographers, specialists, doctors, nurses. A lot of people were there just in case, you know, something extremely tragic happened on top of all the tragedy that had already occurred. Today, they were less staffed. Both hospitals were not accepting anyone for elective surgeries today, and they were not accepting people for blood work and other different tests unless it was necessary. So I was like, oh, for goodness sakes. I have to go next week sometime now. My husband's going to have to take more time off of work. He had already taken the time off today. You got to do what you got to do in a time of tragedy, but it's just unfortunate that it came down to that. I want to thank you for your comments and your support, and I know these tend to be long sometimes, but if you stick through them, thank you. It's very much appreciated, and I just hope that anything in here can help someone, or maybe they can feel like, oh, someone else is going through that. I hope you have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening wherever you are, and that you're having a great weekend, and that you're breathing easy if you live here in this city. And I want to send you my prayers and my love. Thank you for watching. Namaste.